Welcome back to the channel, mechanics and car enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most misunderstood components of your vehicle's exhaust system, the catalytic converter. When this crucial part fails, it can lead to a host of performance issues, decreased fuel economy, and of course, a frustrating check engine light. But how do you accurately diagnose a catalytic converter that's truly failed, beyond just guessing? That's exactly what we're covering. We often hear about P0420 or P0430 codes indicating catalytic converter inefficiency, but these codes don't always tell the full story. A faulty oxygen sensor, an exhaust leak, or even an engine misfire can trigger these codes, misleading you into an expensive and unnecessary catalytic converter replacement. Our goal today is to equip you with the advanced diagnostic techniques to pinpoint the actual health of your catalytic converter. We'll be exploring three primary methods for advanced diagnosis: performing a backpressure test, inspecting for internal damage using a Borescope, and critically analyzing the waveforms from your vehicle's oxygen sensors. Each method provides a unique piece of the puzzle, and combining them offers a comprehensive understanding of your converter's condition. Let's begin with backpressure testing. A catalytic converter works by converting harmful exhaust gases into less toxic ones. If the internal ceramic honeycomb structure becomes clogged, melted, or broken, it restricts exhaust flow, creating excessive backpressure. This high backpressure can severely impact engine performance, leading to symptoms like a lack of power, poor acceleration, and even stalling. To perform a backpressure test, you'll need a few specialized tools, typically a pressure gauge designed for exhaust backpressure, and the appropriate adapter to connect it to an oxygen sensor port. Always ensure your engine is at operating temperature for accurate readings. Safety first, so make sure the vehicle is securely supported if you're working underneath. The most common and effective place to measure backpressure is through the Upstream oxygen sensor Bung, which is located just before the catalytic converter. Carefully remove the Upstream O2 sensor. Screw the backpressure gauge into the empty Bung. Start the engine and let it idle. Note the reading. Then, gradually raise the RPMs to around 2,500 and hold it steady. At idle, a healthy catalytic converter should show very little backpressure, typically less than 1 psi. As you increase the RPMs to 2,500, the backpressure should remain below 2 to 3 psi. If you observe readings consistently above these figures, especially if they climb significantly with RPM, it strongly indicates a restriction within the catalytic converter, pointing towards failure. Next, let's talk about internal damage inspection. While backpressure testing is excellent for identifying restrictions, it doesn't tell us cause the restriction or if there's physical damage. This is where a Borescope becomes an invaluable tool. A visual inspection can often confirm suspicions raised by a backpressure test. A Borescope, also known as an inspection camera, is a flexible probe with a camera at its tip. For this inspection, you'll insert the Borescope through the Upstream oxygen sensor Bung, directly into the catalytic converter's entrance. Some vehicles may offer easier access through the Downstream sensor port, but the Upstream position gives the best view of the primary brick. As you maneuver the Borescope, look for signs of physical damage. The ceramic honeycomb structure should appear uniform and intact. Common signs of failure include melted areas, which look like glazed or fused sections, crumbling material, or even large chunks missing. These indicate the converter has overheated or suffered impact damage, severely compromising its function. Now let's move to the most advanced and often most definitive diagnostic method: analyzing oxygen sensor waveforms. Your vehicle's engine control unit, or ECU, uses two primary oxygen sensors to monitor the catalytic converter's efficiency: an upstream sensor and a downstream sensor. Their signals tell a critical story. To analyze the O2 sensor waveforms, you'll need a capable scan tool or an oscilloscope. Connect it to your vehicle's OBD-II port and navigate to the live data stream for the upstream and downstream oxygen sensors. Ensure the engine is fully warmed up and operating in closed-loop mode for accurate readings. The upstream oxygen sensor, located before the converter, should show a rapid, fluctuating waveform, typically cycling between 0.1 and 0.9 volts. This indicates the sensor is actively monitoring the oxygen content in the exhaust before it enters the converter, and the ECU is constantly adjusting the air-fuel mixture for optimal combustion. The downstream oxygen sensor, located after the converter, is the key to efficiency testing. A healthy catalytic converter will store oxygen, causing the downstream O2 sensor waveform to appear relatively flat and stable, hovering around 0.5 to 0.7 volts. This indicates the converter is efficiently processing exhaust gases, and very little oxygen is making it past. However, if the downstream O2 sensor waveform begins to mimic the upstream sensor, fluctuating rapidly and widely, it's a strong indicator of catalytic converter inefficiency or failure. This means the converter is no longer storing oxygen or effectively converting harmful gases, and the ECU detects similar oxygen levels before and after the converter, triggering a P0420 or P0430 code. By combining backpressure testing, internal visual inspection, and meticulous O2 sensor waveform analysis, you can confidently diagnose a failed catalytic converter. This multifaceted approach prevents misdiagnosis, saves you money, and ensures you address the root cause of your vehicle's performance issues. Remember, advanced diagnostics empower you to make informed decisions.